I thought we really battled. I mean, it was kind of that first quarter. I know was ugly offensively, but it was probably some of the best defense we've played all year. We were switching the ball screens, which were putting us into some really kind of precarious mismatches, and I thought we competed like crazy and covered up and rebounded, and I thought we just played really, really hard. And I was pleased with our fight back in the third quarter. That stretch to after the media timeout, it was kind of a comedy of errors. We kind of fumbled the catch coming out of the timeout, and then they get to the rim, twice in a row, and that kind of deflated our run. But overall, I mean, I think if we can play with this kind of effort and this kind of, and we get our role players coming around, we can make a pretty good run.
In the first quarter, what was it? More internal, or was it them kind of just size and defense?
Yeah, both. I mean, they're in. I think they're a top 20 field goal percentage defense team, and they play a legitimate Power 5 schedule. I mean, so they're we're not the first team that they've throttled a little bit defensively. I thought we had some wide open looks, and I do think they get in your head though. Like, it's hey, they're open, but hey, I've got length flying out at me. I've got hey, it's an open layup, but I've got a 6'2" kid rotating. I think it's a little bit different speed, and the last 2 days you try to prepare them from, hey, we got to be shot ready here, we've got to be this, we got to be that. But until you feel it in a game, I think it took us a little while to be like, oh wait, okay, this is how fast I got to get my shot off. And once we did that, I thought that's why we had a pretty darn good third quarter.
That third quarter, what was the message going into halftime? Just because it was only 10 more games.
Yeah, it was incredibly positive. I really thought we were playing well, and that's coming from a coach of a team that scored 15 points and a half. I thought our execution was solid. I thought we were setting good screens, and like I said, I thought our defense was there. I didn't think we were letting them get out in transition. I thought we were protecting the paint pretty well. I mean, shoot, they started the game with Bradshaw making 2 threes. I mean, she's 4 for 19 on the year from 3. You got to give up something. So really it was I was really positive where we were at, and I knew we were going to make a run just the way we were defending.
Deja you kind of saw the frustration on her face. I know she was getting some travel calls, and she was in foul trouble pretty early. Just a growing pain inside the game.
Yeah.
What's your
Complete freshman game. I mean, complete freshman. Stayed aggressive, but just, she's her own biggest critic. And she just fumbling the ball a little bit, and a little sloppy with her footwork, and I just think she got in her own head a little. Again, like I was pleased that she still was trying to be aggressive. She made that big 3 to start the first possession of the third quarter after the play had kind of broken down. But yeah, I mean, 8 turnover game. It's a tough game for her, and it's a game you hope you look back a year from now and she can laugh at it and say, hey, this was a growing pains, but I learned a lot, and she can take that next step. Still got to double digits, still had 3 assists, so there were some positive things out of her performance as well.
Talk about McKenna in that third quarter, because it kind of seemed like for a little bit, she was taking over, she was getting a little bit more aggressive, shooting, and I know that she was trying to do that in the first half,
Yeah.
but it was, just getting stopped.
We've begged. I mean, number one, their teams are game planning for her. They're putting their best defender on her. I mean, they're having Canatelli just chase her around, and really chase. They try to chase McKenna off the line and make her prove it at the rim. It was just good to see. I've been begging her to take 15, 16, 17, 18 shots a game, and I don't care if it's 18 points on 18 shots. She needs to be aggressive, and I still think she has that mentality of when she was younger, that she was a complementary player, and she's got to understand she's kind of the main cog in our offense, and once we get her going, it kind of feeds and get everybody else going. So it was awesome to see her just have a little bit of a moment there in the third quarter of being aggressive and that aggression paying off.
Is it more impressive or harder for her just knowing that she has to do so much on the defensive end too? I mean, some teams, like you said, Canatelli can be the defensive one on McKenna, but offensively doesn't have to be. McKenna's got to kind of do it on both.
Yeah, we've really worked to try to make it where McKenna isn't on the leading scorer, and trying to make her be more of a weak side defender, and so that she can take some breaks, because we are running around a million screens and having her run in transition. So, but she definitely has to be a two-way player and have two-way responsibility. And we don't sit in a zone. So I think we are asking her a ton. She's also the best conditioned athlete I've ever coached. So I don't think that's going to be a huge issue. She played 37 minutes as a two-way player. And she's got 14 games left in her career. I'm gonna run her until she's done. So.
Amanda Oliver defensively had 9 rebounds. If you want to talk about her performance, it seemed like there during that stretch she was kind of there wrangling those in.
Yeah, we started first time we've actually started kind of a classically big lineup today. with Emily at the F5, and then Amanda, who's been playing a lot of 5 for us, actually at the 4. And I thought it did some really good things. I thought, again, with the mismatches, there was times where the guard was trying to box out a post, and Amanda would fly in there and get the rebound. And I actually liked that it gave us a little bit more defensive length. With Deja Francis and Asian A being smaller, we don't have a ton of length defensively. And I thought Amanda coming in there, it just made us a little bigger. And I like that Amanda doesn't need the ball. She can just come in there and make hustle plays and get her teammates involved. And so great job by her. She's been having a really good couple weeks.
You've seen now the conference's 2, I guess, favorites.
Yeah.
In Duquesne and Dayton, and you've played them both, very, very closely here. What are your takeaways heading into, you've got a matchup with St. Louis?
Yeah, Lisa Stone's a fantastic coach, and they're going to execute the crap out of their stuff, and they're going to defend, and they're going to do all. So she'll tell you the same thing every game in this league. That's why I was shocked. St. Joe's kind of had a flyer on us and made some shots that they hadn't made. There's just, especially with the non-conference schedule we've played, there's just nobody in this league that is gonna, if somebody doesn't show up some night, if St. Louis, if we no-show against St. Louis, then they'll run us off the floor. We've got to have, and that's what I told the team, we've got to have a couple great days of prep. I thought we had a great day of prep for Dayton, and we've got to get more. I think we had 4 or 5 main contributors today. We've got to get 6, 7, 8 main contributors. And if we do that, that's what's kind of really fun about this league. Is like, I know it's like a cliche of any like this year in this league is literally any night. Anybody can beat anybody, and that's really exciting for us, and hopefully we just kind of keep getting better.